Hey guys, go ahead and get out your language notebook. And we're going to be talking about some adverbs today. What do you notice about the word adverb? What word is inside of it, Sophia?
Verb.
Verb. So do you think adverbs are going to have something to do with verbs?
Yes.
Yes. So what is an adverb? An adverb is a word to tell more about the action verb, adjective, and another adverb. An adverb is a word that tells how, when, where, or how often the action verb takes place. Many adverbs end with ly. They do not have to end with ly, though. Just a lot of them do. Adverbs can be used before or after the verb that they are describing. Ladies and gentlemen, in your own words, in your language notebook, I want you to tell me what an adverb is then. In your own words, tell me what an adverb is. You can use this screen to help you. I don't expect you to copy down this whole screen. That's what I want you to write it in your own words. That is too much to write. This is kind of like note-taking, where we don't copy down a whole page. We need the main parts. All right, types of adverbs. The adverb is underlined and the arrow goes to the verb it describes. So they're going to show us some examples here. An adverb describes how the verb is done. Their example is going to be in this sentence. The investigators slowly filled the office. Tell me, what is the verb in that sentence? Justice? Filled. So, can you find a word that would tell us how they filled something? Maverick?
Slowly.
Yeah, they slowly filled. So that would be your adverb. Very nice. An adverb describes how often the verb is done. And they have this sentence: we searched once for the lost treasure. Well, to help you find an adverb, always find the verb first. So what is the verb in that sentence? Aiden?
Once.
What did they do? Remember, verbs are actions. What did they do? We searched once for the lost. Yeah, they searched. And how often did they search?
Once.
Once. Very nice. Once being your adverb. So the key here is always find that verb first. All right, an adverb describes when the verb is done. I always tell the truth to my parents. Oh, I don't know if there's many of you who can say that every once in a while you don't tell a lie. What is the verb in that sentence? Mason?
Always.
Can you do always? Is that something you can do?
Oh no, the verb is tell.
The verb is tell. Very nice. And when do they tell?
Always.
Very nice. Good. I always want you to tell me the verb first, then the adverb. An adverb describes where the verb is done. My brother searched outside in the backyard for the hidden chest. What is the verb there, Bradley?
Search.
And searched where?
Out.
Go ahead, Bradley.
Backyard.
Searched where?
In
Where's the backyard at, Bradley?
Outside.
Outside. Very nice. Outside being our adverb. All right, we are going to watch a little song here. This song, no judgment here. This song is old. Okay. Mrs. Long's gonna know this song. When I was in school, they showed us these songs. I think they're still cute. Oh, my mouse. They kind of remind me of Number Rock, where they're cute. Sometimes they're like silly cute. Yeah, I like them. As soon as I get my mouse, there we go.
Ready, son? Let's go.
Let's go.
Come on down to Lolly's, get the adverbs here. You're going to need if you write or read or even think about it. Lolly, 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 get your adverbs here. Got a lot of lolly jolly adverbs here. Anything you need and we can make it absolutely clear. An adverb is a word
That's all it is, and there's a lot of them.
that modifies a verb.
Sometimes a verb, sometimes.
It modifies an adjective or else another adverb. And so you see that is positively very, very necessary. Lolly, 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 get your adverbs here. Father, son, and lolly selling adverbs here. Got a lot of adverbs and we make it clear. So turn to Lolly.
Hello, folks. This is Lolly Sr. saying we have every adverb in the book, so come on down and look.
Hello, folks. Lolly Jr. here. Suppose your house needs painting. How are you going to paint it? That's where
How?
the adverb comes in. We can also give you a special
Neatly.
intensifier so you can paint it very neatly or rather sloppily.
Oh, hi. Suppose you're going nut gathering. Your buddy wants to know where and when. Use an adverb and tell him.
Get your adverb, use it with an adjective, it says much more. Anything described can be described some more. Anything you'd ever need is in the store. And so you choose very carefully every word you use. Use it with a verb, it tells us how you did. Where it happened, where you're going, where you've been. Use it with another adverb, that's the end, and even more. How, where, or when, condition or reason, these questions are answered when you use an adverb.
Come and get it.
Lolly, 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 get your adverbs here. Quickly, 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 get those adverbs here. Slowly, surely, really learn your adverbs here. You're going to need them if you read them, if you write or talk or think about them, Lolly.
If it's an adverb, we have it at Lolly's. Bring along your old adjectives, cool like slow, soft, and sure. We'll fit them out with our LY attachment and make perfectly good adverbs out of them.
Get your adverbs here.
Lots of good tricks at Lolly's, so come on now.
Lolly, lolly, lolly.
Adverbs deal with manner, place, time,
Lolly, lolly, lolly.
condition, reason,
Father, son, and Lolly.
comparison, contrast,
Lolly, lolly, lolly.
enrich your language with adverbs.
Lolly, lolly, lolly.
Because they're absolutely free.
Lolly, lolly, lolly.
At your service.
Indubitably.
All right. I think they kind of sound like the Munchkins on Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. Yeah, the Oompa Loompas. That's what I think they kind of sound like. They are fun. Oh, yeah, like the Munchkins on Wizard of Oz. Kind of like that, too. So now all day you guys are going to have it in your head. Lolly, lolly, lolly.
again.
All right, so here are some examples of adverbs that tell us how. Okay, swiftly, quickly, loudly. And again, you'll see most of them end in ly. They do have well and hard. Those do not end in ly. So don't go by finding a word that has an ly at the end, okay? That will not always be the case. All right, let's find an adverb and locate our verb first with it, though. Okay, the detective looked carefully at the evidence. What is my verb in that sentence? Tell somebody in your area. Tell me the verb first. I hear some adverbs. Verb first. Now tell somebody in your area, how did they do that verb? Very nice. I heard looked as my verb. How they looked? Carefully. The next one, they gently touched the artifacts in the ground. Tell somebody in your area the verb and then the adverb. Nice. Touched was our verb. How was it touched? Gently. All right. In your language notebook, write down number 1. Number 1, I want you to write down the adverb. The students were asked to talk quietly. Number 1, write down the adverb. Bradley?
Will it always be like right by the verb?
It usually is close to the verb. Yes. Usually, yes. All right, number 1. I have the verb talk. How did they talk? Quietly. It should be written down in your language notebook. Number 2, please write carefully as you fill in the worksheet. Find my adverb. Write it in your language notebook. Number 2. Oh, I hear somebody singing it already. Lolly, lolly, lolly. That's why songs are so nice, because it kind of gets in your head. And then you listen to those words. That's why I like the number rock too. All right, carefully. Our verb was write. How did they write? Carefully. Number 3, everyone eagerly worked on the science lesson. Number 3 in your language notebook, what is my adverb? My verb is worked. How did they work? Eagerly. Here are some adverbs that tell how often. Daily, occasionally. There's some that don't have the ly. Once, twice, never, often, hourly, hardly ever. Okay? And ladies and gentlemen, these are not all of them. They're just giving you a nice list of some examples. Detective Holmes drove weekly to the crime lab. Find our verb. Drove. And how often did he drive?
Weekly.
Weekly. Very nice. Occasionally, Sherlock forgot to write down all the clues. What is my verb? Everybody? Right. And how did they write?
Down.
Or how often, I should say. How often? Occasionally. So there is one where our adverb was not right next to our verb. Okay? I think all of our other examples so far, it was right next to it.
We all said right, but it was forgot. We said right for the verb.
Yeah, it was
But
right.
then it said forgot on there.
We'll go back. Number 1 in your language notebook. We complete our seat work daily. Find my adverb for number 1. Daily. Very nice. And I said we were going to go back. Which one do we need to go back to?
That one.
This one?
The last, yeah.
Oh, forgot. Very nice. Forgot. For our verb there.
I'm so confused though, because everyone said right, but then it said forgot on there.
Yeah.
Well, sometimes in sentences there's more than one verb. And this one, right can be a verb. Remember, some things can be verbs and some things can be nouns. Okay, and this one they're talking about how I forgot to write down the clues. So we briefly looked at it and we decided that it was right, but we need to look a little closer. And Mrs. Bush did too. You know, mistakes happen. And it was forgot. Forgot is what he did in that sentence. Is he was forgetting. What was he forgetting to do? He was forgetting to write. Okay.
Good catch.
Yes, good catch. All right. Number 2 in your language notebook. I regularly have to brush my teeth. Ladies and gentlemen, I hope this is true for us. Day, morning and night, not just once a day. Write down number 2, your adverb. Brush. How often do they brush? Regularly. I feel like they should change that to the number twice a day.
Or more.
Number 3, we never go to the park by ourselves. Find our adverb in number 3.
Oh, I got one.
Our verb being never and how often? Sorry, our verb being go and how often do they go? Never. Some adverbs tell us when. Soon, today, last, before. You'll notice on our when, hardly any of them end in ly. Daily, now.
It might end in Y, but not L.
Yesterday, the young detective discovered a fossil. What is my verb?
Yes.
My verb, discovered. And when did they discover?
Yesterday.
Very nice. They will come back later to see if they can find more fossils. What is my verb?
Fossils.
Come. And when are they going to come? Later. All right, number 1 in your language notebook. Tomorrow we are going on a field trip. Write down your adverb. Our verb being going. When are they going? Tomorrow. Number 2, the teacher sometimes forgets to go to lunch. Your teacher never forgets that.
Yeah,
Mrs. Long also
Yesterday.
never forgets that. Oh, I know, forget lunch. No.
Yesterday.
Forgets when? Sometimes. Number 3, I always remind my mom to sign my homework. Remind when? Always. Some adverbs tell where. Nearby, there, THERE, correct spelling. Downstairs, upstairs, around, far, ahead, away, inside, outside, and more. Inspector Watson is standing over there by the tree. What's our adverb? There. He's standing. Where is he standing? There. The possible solutions swam around in my mind. Swam. Where do they swim? Around. I know those answers swim around in your head sometimes, but they're there. Number 1 in your language notebook. The children played outside on the swings. Played where? Outside. Number 2, my desk is over there by the window, which is true.
Over there.
Is where? Is there. Number 3, my sister looked everywhere for her shoes.
Everywhere.
Good. Looked where? Looked everywhere. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to stop right there. Your language homework for tonight is a vocabulary, going over some more adverbs. Okay? You have a short video and then some questions to do. All right? Go ahead and get started. Good job, guys.